Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope everyone is doing good. Today, we will start our class with the talk of the day. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. By Joshua J. Marine. It means that challenges are what creates excitement or worry in our lives. They take us to state of flow, and flow makes life worth living. So, we should accept challenges happily because these challenges shape our personality and make us strong. Without challenges, we would just slouch all day, and apparently that's not the plan. We have the power to shape our own future, and it's both a blessing and a curse. But anyway you look at it, it ensures that life is interesting and fulfilling. Okay, today we will have a discussion on satellites and solar system. But before moving forward, we will quickly look at the major points from our previous class. So, in our previous class, we have studied about our Earth and its relation with the universe. Our Earth is in planetary system called as solar system. Our solar system is in galaxy called Milky Way. Our universe consists of moons, planets, sun, galaxies, black holes, etc. Then we have looked at different definitions. The first definition was telescope. Telescope help us to clearly see distant places in space. Then nebulae. Nebulae are huge clouds of dust and gases in the space. Light year. Light year is a unit to measure distances in space. Galaxy. Galaxy is a cluster of stars held together by the gravitational force. Apollo 11. Apollo 11 was the first spacecraft which landed on Moon. Planet year is a time period in which one planet revolves around the sun. And leap year has 366 days and it comes after 4 years. Today we will look at the functions of telescope and what are their purposes. Scientists can learn a lot about the telescope through satellite telescopes. Basically, in these telescopes, we will be studying about these telescopes which are placed in space, like the Hubble and Chandra, which transmit images back to Earth. The first telescope we will study will be the Hubble telescope. It is named after Edwin Hubble, American astronomer. The Hubble telescope is a spacecraft 600 kilometers above the Earth. Its mirror is 240 centimeters in diameter, and because it is far above the dusty, cloudy atmosphere of the Earth, it can see much more clearly into outer space. The Hubble telescope is a space-based observatory which was launched in 1990. It has helped scientists to look further into space because being in space and clear of the Earth's atmosphere, it does not have problems with clouds, which block the view of land-based telescopes. And it is free from the dust and the debris which is there. Because of its position in space and the clarity there, the Hubble can see more distant objects and also much more detail of the more familiar one, such as our planet Earth. The information is sent back to Earth electronically. Basically, Hubble telescope captured the images and then it transmits to Earth. These images are black and white. Okay, the second telescope is Chandra telescope. How it is different from Hubble telescope? Hubble telescope captures black and white images, whereas Chandra telescope captures X-ray images of different celestial bodies. The Chandra telescope was launched on July 23, 1999. It consists of four pairs of mirrors and their support structure. Chandra is designed to observe X-rays from high energy regions of the universe. Chandra is still a new telescope, but it has already made some amazing discoveries. It has found black holes. It has also given clues about how the universe has evolved over time and even about the planets in our neighborhood. Now we will look at our second topic, and that is solar system. The eight planets of our solar system move around the sun in orbits which are not circular but elliptical or oval in shape. Basically, the Earth's revolving around the sun is not circular in shape, but it is oval or elliptical in shape. Pluto used to be the ninth planet of the solar system. However, in August 2006, International Astronomical Union decided that since Pluto did not meet all the conditions, it would no longer be called a planet. That's why nowadays we have eight planets in our solar system, as Pluto is no more a planet. Okay, in this picture, we can clearly see our solar system. And in our solar system, we can clearly see that there are eight planets named as Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto was not a planet, but here they have shown that where is the location of a Pluto. There are eight planets in our solar system, as I have told you. The first four planets are called as inner planets. These planets are smaller in size and are made up mostly of rocks. These are also called as terrestrial planets. After these planets, there is an asteroid belt, which we can clearly see that there are rocks after the Mars, and it separates the inner planets from outer planets. Outer planets include Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These planets are larger and are made up of gases. That's why these planets are also called as gas giants. The first four planets are called as terrestrial planets, and after the asteroid belt, the other remaining four are called as gas giants. Okay, if we will look at the position of different planets, we can see that Mercury is the nearest to the Sun. It whizzes round in 88 days, while Neptune is the farthest and takes 165 Earth years to revolve around the Sun. There are different positions of different planets, and obviously, according to their position, they have different light years, different planet year, at how much a planet is taking a time to revolve around the Sun. In this picture, we can clearly see that the four biggest planets are gas giants, and the smaller planets are basically the inner planets or terrestrial planets are smaller, whereas the gas giants or outer planets are big in size. Now we will look at sizes. In size too, the planets vary. The smallest is Mercury. Its diameter is 4,878 km, while the largest is Jupiter, and its diameter is 143,884 km, and Earth's diameter is 12,756 km. So planets also vary in sizes. Force of gravitation. The force of gravity on Jupiter is 2.4 times as much as on Earth. If you weighed 50 kilograms on Earth, you would weigh almost 120 kg on Jupiter. Temperatures. Hot planets. In this temperatures, we will study about hot planets and cold planets. Mercury and Venus are the hottest as they are too close to the Sun. The temperature of Venus is 462 degrees centigrade and that of Mercury is 430 degrees centigrade on the side facing the Sun. Obviously, the side facing the Sun will have a extreme temperature, it will be hot, and the other side will be cold, which is not facing the Sun. Here we can see that this is a picture of Venus. As we know that Mercury is closest to the Sun, so we think that Mercury will be the hottest planet of our solar system, but it is not true. Actually, Venus is the hottest planet, which is second in number. Why Venus is the hottest planet? Because there are number of volcanoes on Venus planet, and then its clouds are also made of sulfuric acid. That's why it makes the Venus planet the hottest planet of our solar system. Now, cold planets, except Mars, all the others are bitterly cold as they are further away from the Sun. Some temperatures are shown below. As we can see that Mars have extreme temperatures from both sides. As we can see that Mars has minus 40 degrees centigrade. But when the sun is facing it, it can also reach to 70 degrees centigrade, and it is a suitable temperature on which life can form or exist. So, due to Mars temperature of 17 degrees centigrade, it is believed that maybe Mars has some form of life on it. Scientists are desperately trying to find life on it. They are searching for a life on it, even a singular or unicellular organism, that maybe we can find this on Mars. The other factor apart from temperature is that uh, it has some ice pockets found on it as well, which conclude that if the temperature is suitable and there is a water, that there is a chances that some type of living thing can be found in on Mars. Then Jupiter. Jupiter has minus 50 degrees centigrade, Saturn minus 172 degrees centigrade, Uranus minus 216 degrees centigrade, Neptune minus 218 degrees centigrade. Moons. Different planets have different moons. In the solar system, except for Mercury and Venus, other planets have satellites. Moons. How many moons does each planet have? Okay, Mercury and Venus has no moon. But apart from these planets, other planets have their moon. Like we can see that Earth, we all know that it has one moon. Mars has two moons. Jupiter, 63 moons. Saturn, 60 moons. Uranus, 27 moons. And Neptune, 13 moons. So there are number of moons in different. Okay, now we can see that this is a Saturn planet. We will study about this planet. It is the second largest planet. The first largest planet is Jupiter, which has very short days and night, less than half the duration of the Earth day and nights. It has seven gigantic rings made of ice ranging from particles as fine as dust to block 3 meters in diameter. These rings are 300,000 kilometers across but only 300 meters thick. Why Saturn is different or interesting planet is because of its rings. These rings are mostly made up of ice or dust particles. That's why we also called Saturn as an interesting planet. Okay, what we have mostly discussed about telescopes and different features of a solar system. In telescopes, we have studied about Hubble and Chandra. That Hubble telescope is basically a telescope which is placed on space and it captures black and white images of different celestial bodies and then it transmits to the Earth. And then we have studied about Chandra telescope. In Chandra telescope, its function is same, that it is capturing different images, but basically the images are X-ray images. Then we have studied about solar system, that how different temperatures are varying in different planets according to how much nearer they are from the sun and how far away are they from the sun. Then we have studied that force of gravitation, that Jupiter has a 2.4 times more gravitational force. Then we have studied about which planet is the apart from Earth, which planet can be considered that it can have a life, and that is Mars. Then we have studied about different moons of different planets and different diameters of different planets, and that solar system is basically so the planets in solar system are basically revolving in elliptical form, in oval form. And then we have studied about the inner planets, that there are four inner planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. And then there is an asteroid belt which separates the inner planets from outer planets. In outer planets, we have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And the first four planets are smaller planets and the last four planets are larger planets. The first four planets are mostly made up of rock, whereas the last or outer planets are made up of gases. That's why the four inner planets are called as terrestrial planets, whereas the outer planets are called as gas giants. Okay, any questions, students? Okay, your homework will be: how have the Hubble and Chandra telescope helped scientists find out more about these telescopes? What you have to do is, first you have to write down the heading of Hubble telescope and you have to write down its function, and then you will write down the heading of Chandra telescope and you will have to write down the functions of Chandra telescope. Basically, they both, if we will look at, their both purposes are same, but there is some differences as well. So you will first, you have to, as we have to distinguish their functioning, we have to write first heading of Hubble telescope, then you will write down the heading of Chandra, and you have to basically write down what are their functions. Okay, now our second question is, which planet is the most interesting planet and why? It is up to you. According to you, which planet do you seem most interesting? But sometimes this question can also come in the paper in the form of why Saturn is called the most interesting planet. So if we are writing about Saturn, we will call it a interesting planet because of its seven gigantic rings across it. So basically, it is up to you. If you want to write about some other planet, you can. It's totally up to you. Okay, students, that's all from myself. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Inshallah, we will meet tomorrow and we will continue with our topic. Okay, take care and Allah Hafiz.